Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm Kyle.
I'm Carmen, and we're here with you today on this beautiful Sunday. And I know that I haven't seen you guys in a while. I know you miss me. It's all right. What I want you to do right now, because I want to know what you're doing, tell me one of the best things that you've done this week. I'm going to give you a second to think about it. Think about it, Kyle.
Let me think.
You got it? Do you have it?
Yeah, I have it.
All right,
I have
all right.
mine.
You have it? Okay.
Yep.
All right, so through the magic of the television, I'm gonna hear everything that you guys say. So on the count of 3, I want you to shout out your favorite activity that you've done this week. 1, 2, 3.
Watching Marvel movies!
What?
Watching Marvel movies!
What?
Watching Marvel movies!
What?
Marvel movies.
What?
Like Iron Man and Captain America.
Right, you said that.
Oh, yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so
nice.
that's awesome. I get to go through them. So today, though, we want you guys to engage in an activity with us. So we are going to do a bottle flipping challenge, and we want you guys to join with us. So, Carmen, why don't you tell them what they're gonna need for it?
Oh, well, you know what? Kyle, I think that you should go first.
Okay.
You should go first.
So, you are going to need a bottle with about 1/3 of the water left in it. So, I know you've been missing math class, so 1/3, working on those fractions. So 1/3 of water, so either dump some in an empty one or drink some, hydrate yourself. That would
hydrate,
right?
that's good, that's
before
good,
you
yeah.
hydrate, right?
Yeah.
So, what's step 2?
Well, you know what? You're doing such a good job. You should go first with step 2.
Okay.
You cover that one.
Okay,
Yeah, you're doing a great job.
I'll get step.
Yeah,
I can
get
step 2.
Yeah,
that's not a problem. All right, so step 2 in a bottle flipping challenge is you are going to throw it 1 rotation, so it needs to flip 1 time and then land on a flat surface right side up, just like that. Okay? So Carmen, do you want to show them that?
Oh well, I think that you should go first. You should show them first.
Carmen, what is the deal today? I don't. Why are you trying to make me kind of do everything or go first every single time? I'm a little confused by this. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm glad you noticed. Because all month long we're talking about humility. And humility is putting others first by giving up what you think you deserve.
So if I'm hearing this right, if I deserve to go first, if I deserve it, then why would I let somebody else go first?
Dude, that is such a good question, and we are going to find the answer in the book of Matthew. Watch this.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. And now for an amazing story, inspired by the book of Matthew, chapter 26, verses 36 through 56.
For months, the Jewish religious leaders had been plotting to silence Jesus.
He called us pretenders, snakes!
On the Sunday before Passover, Jesus entered Jerusalem to great cheers from the crowds.
Blessed is the one who comes in the name of the Lord!
But even as the crowd swarmed in to see what Jesus would do and say, one of Jesus' closest followers, Judas, went to the religious leaders with a very sneaky plan.
What are you willing to give me if I deliver him over to you?
How about a cool 30 pieces of silver?
Jesus knew these plans, but he also knew that his mission was to face those who hated him and let them take him without defending himself. He prepared his closest friends for this during a Passover meal, and then afterwards led them out of the city toward the Mount of Olives. Judas had already left them.
In a little while, you will no longer see me. Then after a little while, you will see me. I came from the Father and entered the world. Now I am leaving the world and going back to the Father.
The air cooled as the evening darkened.
This very night, you will all turn away because of me.
Peter, the most outspoken of Jesus' friends, quickened his step and tightened his hand on the sword he was carrying.
All the others may turn away because of you, but I never will.
What I'm about to tell you is true. It will happen tonight. Before the rooster crows, you will say 3 times that you don't know me.
I may have to die with you, but I will never say I don't know you.
Me too. Same. By the time Jesus and his friends reached the Garden of Gethsemane, they were exhausted.
Sit here while I go over there and pray.
As the other disciples settled in on the cold, rough ground, Jesus took Peter, James, and John along with him to a grove of ancient olive trees. The weight of what was coming pressed down on him.
My soul is very sad. I feel close to death. Stay here. Keep watch with me.
We're here for you.
We got this.
Prayers. The three friends found seats among the knotted tree roots, and Jesus went on a little further. Then suddenly, he fell down on the ground, face first into the dirt. Words poured out from deep inside.
My Father, if it is possible, take this cup of suffering away from me. But let what you want be done, not what I want.
After a short time, Jesus returned to his friends. They had all fallen into restless sleep. Jesus touched Peter's arm.
What? Huh? We're just praying.
Couldn't you men keep watch with me for 1 hour? Watch and pray. Then you won't fall into sin when you are tempted. The spirit is willing, but the body is weak.
We'll stay awake this time.
Got you covered.
Again, Jesus threw himself down to pray. His pain was so deep, blood and sweat beaded on his forehead.
My Father, is it possible for this cup to be taken away? But if I must drink it, may what you want be done.
Jesus returned to his friends once more, to find them still sleeping. The agony in his spirit forced Jesus to lay his heart out to God once more. He prayed the desperate words again, begging God to take away what was coming, and at the same time, revealing his complete trust in God's plan.
Let what you want be done, not what I want.
At last, Jesus knew the time had come. He returned to find Peter, James, and John buried deep in sleep. Beyond them, his other followers slept too.
Are you still sleeping and resting?
The disciples struggled through a fog of sleep, blinking and yawning. Below them, torchlight showed an angry mob climbing up the hill. The men were waving swords and clubs, shouting as they came.
Look, the hour has come. The Son of Man is about to be handed over to sinners. Get up, let us go. Here comes the one who is handing me over to them.
Jesus' friends staggered to their feet, and Peter clutched his sword. As the mob marched closer, they could see the man in front of the mob. It was their friend Judas.
Judas? What are you doing?
The mob had been sent by the Jewish religious leaders. Judas had already explained to them that he would greet Jesus with a kiss, so they would know exactly which man to arrest.
Greetings, teacher.
Judas ignored the other disciples and went directly to Jesus, kissing him on the cheek in greeting. Jesus drew back and looked Judas directly in the face.
Friend, do what you came to do.
The mob surged forward as the disciples just stood there, frozen and confused. As men grabbed Jesus, Peter suddenly sprang to life, awkwardly drawing his sword.
Should we use our swords?
Peter didn't wait for an answer, but he struck out wildly. His blade sliced right through the ear of the high priest's servant.
Oh!
Stop this!
Jesus touched the servant's ear. Immediately, he was healed.
Put your sword back in its place. Do you think I can't ask my Father for help? He would send an army of more than 70,000 angels right away. But then how would the scriptures come true? They say it must happen in this way.
Jesus turned back to the mob and the men who held him. They hovered there, uncertain, in the flickering light of their torches.
Am I leading a band of armed men against you? Do you have to come out with swords and clubs to capture me? Every day I sat in the temple courtyard teaching, and you didn't arrest me. But all this has happened so that the words of the prophets would come true.
No one could respond to Jesus. Instead, they arrested him and led him away. And his friends who said they'd be with him through anything ran away. Jesus made the choice that would bring life to everyone, but that would cost him everything.
All right, that was a great video on humility, and I think I learned a lot from it. And if Jesus in that story is going to put others first, then I should probably put other people first.
Yeah.
So I think that's a really good example of it from that story.
And that's what our bottom line is put others first. Sometimes it can be really hard to do, even when you think you deserve it. Kyle, have you ever had a hard time putting other people first?
Yeah, as a competitive person, I really like to go first. And I play a lot of games with my kids and my wife, and our favorite is Trolls Trouble.
Oh.
Yeah, I love it. There's a lot of crazy rules, but it's an awesome game. But I can't always go first. That would be unfair, and that wouldn't be showing humility. So I have to let my kiddos and my wife go first as well, even though deep down inside, I would really like to go first.
Oh, guys.
Right?
And that's why it's so hard, because not even as kids, as grown-ups, it is so hard to have humility sometimes, even when you think that you deserve something. So this is what we're going to practice this week. I want you guys to think of something right now that you are going to do that's going to put others first. Think of it. And now what I want you to do is I want you to write that in the comments. I want you guys to tell us what you're going to do, because that might encourage us to do things for other people too. So make sure you do that, and because we want to know what's going on.
Yeah, I think that's perfect. And maybe together could we do like an others first chant?
Yes.
How would that look?
Yeah.
Okay,
That
so-
sounds great.
So everybody right now at home, we want you to put your hands in with me and Carmen.
Yeah.
And
Do
we're
it.
going to say 3, 2, 1. We're going to say others first. How does that sound?
I like it.
Does that sound good?
Yeah,
All right.
let's do it,
You
let's
guys
do it.
ready? You ready? Got your hands in? All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Others first.
All right, guys. You guys have a great week, and we will see you soon.
Bye.
Oh.
Oh! That was a left.
And on the ledge,
That was a left. That was a left. That's my non-dominant hand.
Yeah! Let's go! I think it's gonna rebound and... It wiped my face off. That was amazing.
That was awesome.
Hey guys, we talked about the bottle flipping challenge. As you saw, I just did it, but we want to see your epic bottle flips. So click one of the links below. We want to see your most epic. Do as many as you want. We want to check them out, and we will also link our awesome epic bottle flips so that you guys can see ours as well. We're really looking forward to seeing them. Don't forget to tag us in them so that we can see what you did. Have a great week. Enjoy this challenge. It's so much fun. Have a great week, guys.